Hi! You probably heard that you need to exercise in order for you to keep your blood sugar under control and etc. But when you do, what happens? Your blood sugar goes up. So you might be thinking, what the heck is going on? I'm doing everything right and it goes up. And there is a perfectly plausible explanation for this. It's perfectly normal. It's nothing that you do wrong. But what is happening is that when you're exercising, if this is happening for you, it doesn't happen for everyone, you're most likely doing some sort of high intensity exercise, like lifting weights, high intensity interval training, spin class, or biking outside, boxing, something of that nature. So when you do that, your body is recognizing that it will need a lot of energy to keep it up. So what it will happen is that it will start releasing stress hormones like adrenaline, noradrenaline, cortisol, or if you're in the UK, it's epinephrine and norepinephrine. So when these stress hormones are released, they will make sure that your liver and your adrenals are increasing their output of sugar to raise your blood sugar. And there is a second mechanism as well. When the intensity is high, there is no oxygen available in your muscle, so it will shortcut the production of energy, which will lead to lactate production, which is usually when it hurts, we say, oh my god, I got lactic acid in my muscle. So that's lactate. When the intensity is going down again and you're breathing all right, and when the oxygen is coming back into the area, this will undergo a process that will turn it into sugar again and thus raise blood sugar. So you have two different mechanisms that will raise your blood sugar when you're exercising intensely. But this doesn't necessarily mean that you shouldn't be exercising or that you shouldn't be exercising intensely. There are a few things that you can do. So the first thing that I would do if I were you is more isn't always better. So if you are going to do intense exercise, can you keep your sessions short? 15, maybe 20 minutes maximum, rather than a 45, 60 minute spin class or boxing class or whatever it might be, speed running. Can you keep it short? Do short intervals, a very high intensity. I can promise you that you're going to get results and it's going to feel awful when you're doing it. And then when you're done, what you can do, take another 15 or 20 minutes, the same amount of time that you just spent doing the intervals, with a low intensity type of activity. So if you're biking, you can just stay on the bike and you just do it on a very low or maximum moderate intensity for another 15 or 20 minutes. Because when your blood sugar is high and you are insulin resistant, as you know, it takes time for you to get rid of that. And the quickest way of getting rid of it is actually by using muscle activity to sort of mop it up. So if you can just keep that going without the high intensity, you will help yourself to get back to a normal blood sugar level much quicker. Now, if you insist on doing a lot of intense workouts and you want to do it for longer than 30 minutes, because that's what you do, let's say that you like doing boxing and there are no boxing classes that are 20 minutes, so you want to do it for 45 or 60 minutes. Okay? That's what you want to do. That is your choice, obviously. What you can do then is plan for another 30 minutes by the end of it for a low level of activity again. Same principle, you want to get rid of that elevated sugar as much as possible. And obviously not go full out. This is only to mop up the blood sugar, to get it down again. That's why you're adding it in the end. The worst thing you can do is go and lay on the sofa, because you have high blood sugar, no activity. How are you going to get rid of it? It's going to take you a long time. You're going to have to wait. And even worse, if you decide to eat something because you've been exercising, you're going to spike it even more. So take that time, plan for it, and test. It's a very good way of knowing how you're doing, whether it's working, if maybe 15 minutes is enough or maybe you need 30. Only you will know. You can also try to lower the intensity of the exercise and see at what point you get excessive excessively high blood sugars, because there will be some sort of break-off point. I do get why you would want to do high intensity exercise though, because that is usually giving you the most bang for your buck, so to speak. But you can play around with this, and you don't have to do high intensity exercise every time you are exercising. There's nothing wrong with doing a moderate type of exercise session every now and then. So you can just play around with that, but it will require a little bit of testing so that you know roughly how hard you can go and for how long you can do that before your blood sugar goes up. A lot of the time you can get away with doing high intensity if it's short enough without your blood sugar going through the roof. And lastly, you also want to check your blood sugar before you start exercising. If it's already really high and you're planning on going all out for a 60-minute really intense boxing class, I bet you that your blood sugar will get really high by the end of that. So test. Everyone reacts differently. For some people that don't get the same stress response and they don't release as much sugar, it could go the other way. But if your problem is that it's going up, I want you to just kind of test, take some measurements, know how your body is handling this, because everyone is different. And also take a moment to just check how long this rise in blood sugar lasts after the sessions. Maybe it's not such a big problem, maybe it's actually going down pretty quickly for you. If it returns to normal within an hour or two and it doesn't go way high, you're probably gonna be okay. It's not as bad as you might think it is. And remember that long term, you are doing yourself a favor by exercising. You are helping your body fight the insulin resistance by activating your muscles and using your muscles to use up this sugar. So you're doing a good thing, and if that means that you're gonna have slightly elevated blood sugars for a period of time when you're exercising, I bet you that you're gonna be better off anyway, because you are actually helping yourself by exercising. So don't stop exercising, that's not what I'm saying, but just kind of keep an eye on it. If you want more help and tips about how to reverse your type 2 diabetes, we do have a Facebook group for type 2 diabetics that you are more than welcome to join. You can also obviously subscribe to this channel, and if you like the content, just give the video a thumbs up and share it with all your friends who may or may not suffer from this problem, and leave me a comment. It's always welcome and I will respond.